Some animals are naturally prone to inducing trypophobia. Due to various evolutionary movements over time, some animals have certain attributes that make them very prone to inducing trypophobia in viewers. A leading example of this is the female Suriname toad, found in South America, gives birth through holes in its back. Yes, the male implants fertilized eggs into holes on the female's back, where they grow until they are ready to burst forth, just like Athena from Zeus's forehead. The babies emerge as tiny toads, not tadpoles. That part of their development takes place under the female's skin. Skin grows over the eggs to protect them, so when it's time to hatch, the toadlets have to fight through. Considering that a female toad can host 6,100 eggs on her back, there can be quite a few toads popping out of her skin, which is described as looking like a pus-filled, irregular honeycomb. Watch the video at your own risk. If you don't have trypophobia now, you might after watching toads pop out of tiny holes of skin. It's all about the clusters. One study showed that it's not actually holes that trigger such a strong reaction in people, it's the clustering. Clusters of small bumps produced the same kind of reaction, not just holes. Though there hasn't been much research, it's possible that our DNA is predisposed to dislike these kinds of patterns. Any variety of bumps or holes clustered together seem to fall in the same category for people who are trypophobic, although there is rarely any real threat associated with these objects. American Horror Story: Cult brought trypophobia into the limelight.
The seventh season of Ryan Murphy's American Horror Story featured a main character, Ally Mayfair Richards, played by Sarah Paulson, who suffered from trypophobia. Though the show never named the condition out loud, Paulson's character very clearly was triggered by things like coral or souffle, and advertisements for the show featured images of holes superimposed on faces that anyone would find disgusting, trypophobic or not. Though the show may have made matters worse for some people suffering from trypophobia, as the images circulated on social media, others are glad that at least the world is talking about a condition that has been very real to them for years.
Can we blame math?
If you hated math in school, here's another reason to keep on hating it. Some researchers believe that the terror images of holes can incite in us can actually be blamed on math. How? Because math requires a fair amount of effort, that is, oxygen from our brains. The brain uses 20% of our energy, and because our body doesn't like to use excessive amounts of energy, images that require mathematics will cause discomfort. Basically, images of holes stress out our brains. If trypophobia is related to disgust, could it be that our dislike of images that require more oxygen/energy is another evolutionary development? Some researchers think that in people with trypophobia, the reaction that is designed to keep us safe from dangerous things like skin lesions or maybe calculus is overactive. Disgust, which is controlled by our parasympathetic nervous system, causes a slower heart rate, slower breathing, and constricts our pupils, whereas our fight or flight response from fear does the opposite. Our body is effectively closing itself off, conserving energy rather than using it, when it sees clusters of holes or bumps.
Trypophobia could be related to poisonous animals.
Sure, being grossed out or afraid of a horrific parasitical infection can make perfect sense when we think about our evolutionary reaction. But why are those with trypophobia terrified of seemingly innocuous images? The simple explanation is that our fear
has become so deeply embedded that we transfer it onto seemingly innocuous images. That answer didn't satisfy researchers, and further investigation showed the most images that solicited the strongest reactions all had something in common. They were high-contrast colors with a particular spatial distribution. What does this mean? Picture the blue ring octopus shown here. Or how about a poison dart frog? It could all go back to evolution. Researchers say that poisonous animals, like these two, fit the bill for high-contrast colors in a particular spatial distribution. If our ancient ancestors were freaked out by a poison dart frog, that would have been a good thing. It meant they had a healthy amount of fear necessary to stay alive longer.
Evolution may be responsible for trypophobia.
Trypophobia's relationship to disgust rather than fear has implications for our understanding of evolution. That fear has roots in evolution makes sense. Being afraid of getting eaten by a saber-toothed tiger would have kept our prehistoric relatives alive longer. Disgust, however, may be equally rooted in our survival instinct. Trypophobia could be evolution's reaction to diseased people's skin lesions, for example, and things that were otherwise contaminated, like rotting food. Having a disgust reaction to holes and bumps could have been part of evolution's strategy to keep us away from things that could make us sick. It's probably a good thing we evolved to be grossed out by someone with a parasitical infection, right? This hypothesis is bolstered by the fact that people with trypophobia seem to be particularly repulsed when there are holes or clustered bumps on skin. A quick image search will show holes superimposed onto skin, seemingly with the sole goal of triggering someone with the condition. The image above is a coral reef because if you want to see trypophobia imposed on skin, you'll have to search at your own risk. It is not a pretty sight. Likewise, holes in anything natural like a coral reef, for example, seem to be bothersome as well. One expert says that holes in a natural object can seem particularly, unnatural. When something in nature looks a little off to us, it could trigger our brains to believe that something is wrong with it in a way that could be quite dangerous. Whether that fear is confounded or not doesn't matter. We have already made the association.
Trypophobia is relatively unstudied, but tons of people suffer from it.
Trypophobia is relatively unstudied, but tons of people suffer from it.
Your reaction may not actually be fear, it's disgust.
Your reaction may not actually be fear, it's disgust.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care. Bye.